What's up, people? It's your boy Level here, back with another On The Go video. Uh, Got something I want to lay on you guys' thoughts. This is going to be a two-part discussion. So I'm going to do this in two videos. One is going to be here on this On The Go video, and the other will be at the house, at the crib, in the studio, doing it the regular way I do it. So hopefully y'all check this out first before y'all watch what I would do later today. And also, we should have the podcast 8:30 p.m. Tonight with the crew, the Live and Level Gamers podcast. Also, check us out, fulleffectgaming.com. A lot of interesting, great stuff over there. But let's get into this video. It's been on my thoughts. Like I said, it's going to be in two parts. Do you trust Nintendo when it comes to power? Do you trust Nintendo when it comes to power? This is something that's been in my thoughts, and it's sparked by all the debate and discussion from many of the YouTube channels that I follow around the whole AMD, NVIDIA, the rumors, all the patents, and what it is generating in the comment section is you're finding folks who want it to be AMD, Polaris. They want that for a reason. I'm not gonna lie. I hope it's the Polaris. I hope it's AMD because of what it can do and how it will be a sure bet that it is on par with current hardware expectations with what you're getting from the competition, so to speak. And I know people get sensitive when you talk about that because they think you want a Nintendo station or ex Nintendo box or whatever, and that's not the case. But so you have that, and then you have others who, like my boy John Shaw, he sees no problem with the NVIDIA. If NVIDIA is in fact the folks who are designing the chip for the NX, the portable hybrid rumor, with Eurogamer, which if it's that, I'm not a portable guy like I've always said. So, but I would learn to adapt because if the games is there, I'm gonna be there because I love Nintendo games and what they make that much. But like I said, the question still remains: do you trust Nintendo? And I believe before I can go where I want to go, I have to go here first. And for me to answer the question, I would say, had you asked me this during the generation of the GameCube and back, I would have said, yes, I trust Nintendo when it comes to power. I trust that they're going to do the right thing. Now, what is the right thing? We'll deal with that in the second part of this conversation. That's not for this discussion right now. Right now is based on, do I trust Nintendo? I would say now that Nintendo has kind of changed philosophies and approach, and it seems like they're changing philosophies and approach again. From when they changed to the philosophy of the Wii. As great as the Wii was, I'm not going to sit here and act as if I was totally satisfied with the capability of what it can produce visually, graphically, while I still enjoyed the games thoroughly. Wii Sports was an awesome game. Galaxy was a beautiful, awesome game. It produced great looking games, but it did not produce what I would have hoped it could produce. It was basically an extension of the GameCube, which when the GameCube came out, that was fine. But now that we're 5 years into the GameCube, we're seeing what the other system can do in this HG era. When I played Gears of War for the first time, it really made me understand where we were and what gaming could be. And I just had to accept that while I enjoyed I'm not going to sit up and act like I didn't enjoy, just from a visual aspect, what was going on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. And sometimes that was the difference in between the two. Whereas Twilight Princess was a great game. I love that game, but I was playing that, and then I would jump on Gears of War, and it was night and day as far as visuals, and it did have an effect on me. I'm not gonna front. I did have the TV that was capable of producing and showcasing what those systems could do. I did have a 1080p or 720p TV at that time, so it mattered. But like I said, do I trust Nintendo? When the Wii U came out back then, I had a different mindset. I thought Nintendo had made a great system, and it is a great system. But having the luxury of hindsight, having the luxury of time, having the luxury of history, now we know all the facts. Now we know all the things that went into the Wii U, what they did, what they didn't do. We argued all that when it was all unknown to us. We debated, we defended. I argued with the hip hop gamers. I went on war zones with the Torrance Davises, where I met John Shaw. I debated these topics. I defended Nintendo, but now hindsight allows me to gain information and understanding that I did not have back in 2012, early 2013. Now that it's 2016, going into 2017, there's information, the knowledge I have now, that allows me to make a more sound argument. And my defense would be, now had Nintendo came out maybe 2011, just a year earlier, the Wii U would have been a success, because what it was capable of doing would have made more sense coming out then than 2012, with what Microsoft and Sony were aiming with their systems, and kind of headed Nintendo off by coming out a year later just way more powerful, way more capable, doing things that the Wii U just could not do. Now, does that mean the Wii U did have great games? Yes, we had some great games, had some beautiful games, but just on a power for power, it was not on par with those two systems. I don't even know if you can really call it a stopgap system. It was really more keen to what the 360 and the PlayStation 3 was doing, just a little bit more powerful. And I think that year, maybe in 2010, would have been a sweet spot. Would have been perfect for what the Wii U was capable of doing, and it would have put it right at the time to be competitive with the whole gamepad innovation, where they missed that by about 2 years. The tablet market blew up. Nintendo missed that sweet spot, and when they released it, it was like, okay. So again, the question is, do you trust Nintendo when it comes to power? And I say I want to trust Nintendo when it comes to power. I'm leaning more positive than negative with trusting Nintendo when it comes to power, but I can't outright say I do. I'm in a place that I'm hoping that they do the right thing. I'm hoping that they find that sweet spot. And like I said, we had discussed that in the second discussion about this. But I want your thoughts. Do you trust Nintendo when it comes to power? Like I said, with this new altered mindset, but we see another change in philosophy seemingly coming now. So I don't know, but I know if it was the Wii philosophy, no, I would say no. But it's changed again, so I don't know. And I think that's what is causing everyone to want this and want that, depending on that trust. Most folks want AMD because we know if you got the AMD, then we don't have to worry about certain things. We just don't have to worry about, like capability, power, all that. AMD answers that question. If you got the Polaris, it just outright with the information about that, that card, it answers the question. But on that GPU, it answers the question. On cars, it will probably be custom design in some certain aspects for Nintendo's system, but still. But yeah, leave me your thoughts on that. Do you trust Nintendo when it comes to power? Make sure you hit that like button. Also, leave a comment. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. Make sure you tune in for the podcast later on tonight. Also, check us out, fulleffectgaming.com. This is your boy Levelhead signing out. Till next time, folks. Stay tuned for the second part of this conversation.